You only get one life. You don't get to do it back over again. There are no reruns, no retakes. There's not going to be a season 2 where you get to show up and be the main character. You get one time to perform this life, and that is it. Hi, my name is Sheila. Welcome to the video. In this video, I'm just going to talk about settling, how we can stop settling, why we settle for less. Anyway, why do we do that? Why we don't think we're deserving of more. It's easy for us sometimes to talk about what we want for our kids, maybe what we even want for our families. We'll say, oh, well, we want the next generation to do better than we did, to not have to struggle as hard as we did. We don't want them to have to face some of the obstacles that we faced. But we do want them to have access to opportunities. What it may take to make you feel happy might not be the same thing that it takes to make someone else happy. We can sometimes sort of downplay what it is we really desire, what it is we really want, how it is we really want to live. I think I've watched people around me sometimes, and I sort of felt like they were settling, and it almost felt like they didn't feel like they were deserving of something better. And so, well, this is here, I might as well just take this, or this is good enough. I can't even remember what advertisement it is that talks about something being good enough. Like, do you want a good enough doctor? No, I want like the really best doctor. Do you want breaks that are just good enough? That's sort of how I'm framing things now. I don't want just good enough. I want something that meets the requirements that I need it to meet for me. So it may be good enough for you, but it might not meet my standards. Not saying my standards are higher, just saying my standards are different. As I've started to get older, I think my standards have changed a bit, and I'm requiring more of myself. And as a result, you know, you can put a lot more stress on yourself if your standard requires a lot of you, if it requires a lot of resources, it requires a lot of time. Otherwise, you go around having standards that are not acceptable to you. They might be standards that are perfectly fine with somebody else, but you look in the mirror and you're not happy and you wonder why. And it's because you haven't lived up to the standards that you've set for yourself. So part of this has to do with, you know, why do we let ourselves settle for less when we know we want more? And why do we not feel like we're deserving of having more, or wanting to be more, or wanting to live more? I'm just not in that place anymore. And maybe it's because I'm getting older and I'm just like, okay, you know, that at some point in time, there's going to be a lessening of that. There's going to be a lessening of that for me too, and the things that I want to do. So I really want to start to take advantage of opportunities that are coming my way, being a little bit more focused, and not just settling for any old thing because it's the thing. Doing a better job of focusing on what my needs are. If you watch this channel for a while, then you know, I talk a lot about health and fitness and meeting goals and productivity and sort of living your best life, because I think that is so important. You only get one life. You don't get to do it back over again. There are no reruns, no retakes. There's not going to be a season 2 where you get to show up and be the main character. You get one time to perform this life, and that is it. So you have to decide, am I going to settle, or am I really going to give the best performance in my life that I possibly can? So it's something to think about. It's a way to think about how to set goals, what your time frame is, what your resources are, how you're going to perform at your peak in terms of what your life looks like, what kind of lifestyle you want to have. You know, in some cases, there are some things that will already make it harder for you. You know, if you don't have a lot of money, then you've got to be creative, right? If you don't have a lot of time, then maybe you have to find ways to partner with other people so that you're using the time that you have efficiently by doubling and tripling up. So there are going to have to be ways around this. Everybody has challenges. We just have different challenges. We have to figure out ways around ours so that we can get to those places in life where we want to live. I'm making some changes slowly. It's very interesting. I was watching another attorney last night, and I was letting her know, I said, yeah, I'm transitioning to doing more things online, more things digital, and less one-on-one legal assistance. But part of that, you know, when you're doing that, it's sort of like, okay, well, I still need some of the money from this coming in over here so that I can funnel into the things that I'm trying to do over here. That's progress. I'm making progress. You know, I'm watching things change over here where I want to be. But it has not necessarily been an easy road. Part of it is, you know, figuring out what works best for me, what's not going to work. Yeah, so I'm still working on all of those things. So I say that to you to sort of say, take a look at your life and decide if you're just settling for things. If you're just letting the days go by and not even really accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. Lately, I've been helping my mom with something. And even though that time takes away from things that I'm doing, I'm so grateful to be able to do those things for her and to work really hard and try to, again, not do something that I would just settle with, that I would look at and be like, oh, okay, that's good enough. But to actually do something that I can show her and be like, oh, look, this is how well this turned out. This is what a great job we did. So even for her, the things that I do for her, I don't want to settle. I want to do the very best that I can. So as you're thinking about looking at your life and trying to decide, you know what, am I settling? Because Shelia talked about that. And maybe this is one of those moments where I'm just settling. Maybe it's not something I really want. I've told myself I want it, but maybe that's why I'm settling, because it's not even something that I really want. Take a look at what you're doing, the decisions that you're making, and decide whether or not, you know, this is even something you should be going after, whether it should even be a goal for you. Because if you're not focusing on it, if you're not being productive about it, if you don't have a plan for achieving it, and you're just sort of falling into it, just sort of doing it very nonchalantly and just sort of settling for the way things are, then maybe it's not the thing for you. Maybe it's time to regroup. Hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe below, and peace.